We are live, baby. Masters of None podcast, episode 247. Berto, what's up? Say what's up to the people, man.
Live. What's up?
Say what's up to the people,
What's up,
bro.
peeps? What's up? What's going on? I just want to start this off by saying that we're trying something new with our display monitor, and I think that this is the best it's ever looked.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
I think it's perfect.
And Nick's on tonight, as you can tell. As you can see, let's go, Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks. It's so funny because it is.
Come on.
Yeah, it's so you can tell like where we are. Like if you go back and watch our episodes, you can tell where we are in basketball season, dependent on like what outfit you have on. If there's a New York team in the playoffs, you can tell if you look back at our episodes. If Justin's wearing like a Yankee jersey or something, he's wearing an Islanders hat or something. You could be sure that at that moment in history, that team was in the playoffs.
Let's get it going, man.
No, but shout out to the Knicks, dude. Second year in a row. You know I'm not a big basketball fan, but I'm happy to see, New York winning. And it's the series is 3-1 right now.
3-1 tonight at 7:30, bro. We're going to close them out.
If they win tonight, that's it. They advance to the next
round of playoffs.
Next round of the playoffs. Wow,
And
good for them.
with minimal games played, because the thing is, when you play in a playoff series, right, it could be up to a 7 game series.
Yeah.
So let's say you push it to 7 games. You got a team playing a full 7 games. The next team that you got to play may have swept their opponent.
Yeah, and they've been resting. They've been sitting down.
They've been off for 3 games. Meanwhile, you just been playing.
Yeah, facts. Spaz says, does that mean y'all can read the chat now?
Without taking out our phones like obnoxious amateurs, 100%.
Yeah, and it's nice and big there. But there's still a full other image, which is like our display, like so we can see what's going on.
Yeah,
if that
like
makes
our
sense.
reference, like as camera angles are changing and stuff like that. Different scenes are coming on.
Yeah, should we post a picture of it in the Discord?
I don't
should.
know. Don't worry about it. Don't do it. You're gonna end up getting something in that photo you don't want or something like that. Like we're not doing that today. We're not doing that.
Guck 3000. Spaz, you hit me up. I sent it to you privately, my guy. I got you. I'm gonna take the picture now.
Right here.
This is what it looks like.
Bang.
It's just better. But yeah, shout out to the Knicks. Let's see them win tonight. That way they get. So if they win, do we know who they're gonna play?
It's still to be determined based on the other series finishing.
Which is the other series? What teams are there?
I'll tell you right now. Give me a second here so I can pull it up.
Because I'm curious. I think, I'm curious to know like how difficult their conference is.
Yo, I went to put in NBA playoff bracket. I went to put in NBA play, and when instead of hitting the P, NBA play, I went to hit the space bar and I hit the B, and it gave me NBA beard and showed a picture of James Harden.
God.
Showed a picture of James Harden with his beard.
Look up when it's
All right, so let's see. I'm gonna look up the NBA playoffs bracket because I want to see who we're about to play. Let's see. I want to see who we could potentially play after this. Okay, this is old as hell. It's like a playoff bracket from like last year. Knicks in Detroit. I think we end up playing I believe the winner of who? Boston and Orlando?
Okay.
Is that who that is? Let's take a look.
Either way, let's go Knicks. It doesn't matter who we're going to play next because we're going to beat those guys too.
That's right. Let's see. So that's the West. Let's see the East. Yeah, we play the winner of the Celtics and the Magic. Right now, Boston leads 3-1, so they're in the same position as us.
Okay. So let me ask you a question because I know you recently attended one of the Knicks playoff games. You were fortunate enough to attend one of the Knicks playoff games.
I was blessed.
What was the energy like in the arena?
The energy was the best energy I've ever felt at a Knicks game.
Yeah?
I'll be honest with you, a complete and total it was like a big party. And everybody has a common goal. So nobody in the audience has any beef with anybody else in the audience. Somebody could step on your shoe. You step on somebody's shoe and they'll look at you ready and you'll be like, let's go Knicks. And they're like, let's fucking go. And then it's like over.
Yeah.
Dude, it was great, man. It was like before it, we went to a restaurant or like a bar. There were people there. We're wearing our shit. Yo, on the train, you link up with people. You're just saying what's up. Like just the entire process because it's so positive. You know, it's one of the few things that could unite everybody in New York, right?
Yeah.
You know,
it's
there's
sports
like
in a season.
9/11,
Yeah.
and then there's like the Knicks in the playoffs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
those are the things that really bring New York City together.
Yeah, there's a finite amount of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would also suggest that a Subway series be on that list.
Yeah, a Subway series, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's tricky because it brings people together, but then you also have infighting because you have the Mets versus the Yankees. So now people are arguing. It becomes like a...
You're right. Subway
you know,
series is a tough one.
the Knicks unite everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and the Rangers is too much of a niche thing. A lot of Ranger fans in New York, but not as many as there are Knicks fans. Like, basketball is very popping in New York.
Hockey's just not as big of a sport here.
Yeah, it is big, but yeah, even though there's tons of Ranger fans, you ever get on a train after a Ranger game?
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, no, it's
Let's go Rangers the whole
Yeah.
way, bro. You go to a kosher deli down the street, guys, and let's go Rangers. Like, it doesn't matter. But the Knicks fan, bro, the energy was incredible. So, you know, there in the seats, there were foreign people there. I was sitting next to some people from the UK, a couple, yeah, this dude and this girl. This girl, I don't even know where they made this girl at.
Oh, really? She's one
Yo,
of them?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't even know where they made this girl at.
Yeah?
She was like a Victoria's Secret angel. That's what she looked like, dude.
Yeah.
It was like some real European kind of real different shit. So I'm standing next to them and they're super nice people. You know, as the game is going on, I'm seeing the guy starting to drink. He's like, let's go, Knicks. Yeah. I don't know why I made him Australian. He was from the UK. This guy told me, I'm going to give you a little glimpse of the energy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen videos of soccer fans?
Soccer hooligans?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seen it?
Yeah, dude, I've seen them shaking stadiums. You ever seen the ones when the entire stadium is like literally moving?
Dude,
yeah.
they take mezzanines down.
Yeah, yes.
They knock down entire sections.
Yeah.
This guy says to me, he says, man, I haven't felt energy like this since I was watching the football club back home.
Oh, really?
This guy, that's how crazy the energy was. It reminded him of, I'm telling you, he's like, I haven't felt energy like this since playing old football league back home.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
or just being in the game. It was like, I don't know, it kind of like brushed my ego as a New Yorker, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're fucking right, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are Knicks fans, bro. It's playoff season, bro. You
Did you
want
tell him
some?
this is what it's always like here? He's like,
Yeah.
yep, just a regular fucking basketball game here. It's always this electric.
Bro, it was a really, really good time, dude. It was just the energy, like I said. It was so expensive, bro. You know what 2 beers cost there?
$40.
$42, bro.
40 was more than 40.
Bro, it was $42.
$42
For 2 beers.
Were they 32 ounces?
No, they were 16s. Were they? They were 22s. I think they were tall boys.
$22 for a beer.
Yeah. So it was $1 an ounce.
What's the strike? I guess depending on what you're buying, that sounds like a good deal. Let me ask you a question. What's
I
the
think they were 16s. Yeah, but go ahead.
Either
What's
way,
the
it's
what?
a lot of money for
What's the
beer.
what?
What's the strategy when you go to these places if you're going to consume alcohol? Do you get like the IPA because it's got the most bang for buck, or do you still get something you would enjoy?
Hey, easy now with the IPAs. I see you threw a jab there.
What? No, it was.
You threw a jab there. You know, you said, are you going to get an IPA because it's more bang for the buck, or you're going to get something you enjoy?
Yeah, like you would get something that you would traditionally enjoy, like that most people would traditionally enjoy, unless you're like a masochist or something like that, and you enjoy IPAs.
I like IPAs because the thing is about an IPA is, number one, you know you're drinking beer.
It's 100%
You know.
beer. There's hops. You can tell that this is made with hops.
Yeah. And it's also more bang for your buck in a sense. Like, you don't want to, you know, if I can drink 3 IPAs instead of drinking 6 Coronas, think about all that fluid, all that volume that you're ingesting. It's like, you know, it would be like facing like 3 Elsa regs. You know what I'm saying? Some old Snickle Fritz.
No, you're 100% correct, and I'm glad that at no point in your argument you stated that it tastes better.
See, the thing is, it doesn't taste better. It tastes different.
Worse.
It tastes different. It's a different thing. Like when I drink an IPA, I like that it's an acquired taste also.
Yeah. So when you go to the games, are you drinking IPAs because of the bonus alcohol content, or other people?
I'm drinking IPAs because number one, I prefer IPAs. I would get an IPA anyway.
Yeah.
Right. I would get, and certain IPAs, let's be clear here. All right. I'm not drinking the one that tastes like cheap perfume. Like you walked in Macy's with your mouth open like this. That's not what I did.
Yeah.
So the IPAs that I like, they're good IPAs. They have a little more alcohol and they're pretty much the same price. If I'm going to pay for a beer, if it costs me $20 for a Corona, or it costs me $22 for a nice hazy IPA, better believe I'm getting the IPA every time. So it's a combination. I like the IPA and it's more bang for your buck. Plus it's less fluid. You got to pee less when you're at the game.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's intelligent. That's why I thought I asked. I was like, man, if the beer is this much, like I'm gonna get like the malt liquor, or like I'm gonna get the shit the most bang for the buck.
Yeah,
like,
you're like, yo, you guys got any Cobra here?
Yeah,
you guys got any 211?
Yeah, is there a Four Loko back there that I can fucking butt chug real quick? Yo, speaking of butt chugging Four Lokos, have they selected a new pope yet? They have the verdict's still out, right?
Bro. You're the funniest fucking dude.
The verdict is still out on the pope, right? It's kind of crazy because they could just put shit on hold, right? Because like St. Peter's still gonna do what he has to do, you know. But like, what's going on? How long can this happen for?
It's an important. Are popes in charge for a term, or are they in charge for life?
I've never seen one drop his flag, if that's what you're asking me.
I've never have either.
They all die in service, right?
Yeah, bro. I think so. I think yeah.
Dude, are they dictators?
Dude, I don't know, man. I mean,
there are checks? Now, there's got to be checks and balances, but the fact that they can never dip, the fact that they never, no, some of them go before they go.
Some of them bow out.
Yeah, I think some of them do bow out. It has to be, dude, because I know that, bless you, I know for a fact that some of them have to be like deep into like the Joe Biden. Like, I think they pull him out before we pulled a past president out. I know that, you know?
They definitely put him down in like the bottom of a castle or something.
Yeah.
They definitely put him down there with like the guys that mix the milk of the poppy.
Yeah.
They're down there.
That's funny.
They're down there definitely whipping up something, you know, the nightshade, you know?
Well, now they are. Now they close Epstein's Island. No more retirement parties for those guys. Is that unfair to say?
That's terrible, but it's so good.
I'm not going to make any more jokes about the church. But seriously, I think the verdict is still out. Let's see. Popes can retire. Spaz says Popes can retire. Did he pull one out?
Can you do that?
Did he just pull one out?
Can you do that, dude?
You can delete comments.
Oh, we brought it back.
There it goes. It came
Maybe
back.
he edited it.
Maybe.
So go ahead, hit that.
Let's see. Popes can retire, but it's extremely rare. Historically, most popes served until death, but retirement is allowed under canon law.
Pope Benedict the 16th.
Go ahead.
Date of resignation, February 28th, 2013. He was 85 years old at the time. Huh.
Old.
That is, yeah. I mean, damn, 85, bro.
Is it like you get to a point where you're so old as a pope that you're just like, I might as well just keep doing this? Because, like, what am I going to... Because people retire with aspirations to do other things now that they're retired. But if you're most certainly going to die after you retire, I think you stay in the game.
Oh, bro, I'll tell you right now. He didn't retire at 85 and go to Cancun. He didn't retire at 85 and... No. He retired at 85 because he was probably shitting himself.
Dude, you shit yourself way before 85.
Yeah, he didn't know... Like, he wasn't eating food.
Dude... Their facilities must be amazing. They're like retirement facilities or even their healthcare facility. Because, you know, they're not doing regular. Dude, they're flying in. Dude, They got Elon flying in doctors from other planets, dude, working on these guys. 100%. That's why they're able to serve so long, dude. Nobody gets to serve that long.
Yeah.
We couldn't even stop Joe Biden from falling, dude. You remember at one point he was riding bicycles? Then he couldn't even walk.
Bro, I don't know who hit him with the tap shoes. They hit him with the tap shoes to connect to the pedals. I'm like, you're lucky he didn't die when he got off that car.
I'm saying
off that bike.
Like, we couldn't save that guy. The Catholic Church be having people serving till they're 85.
Yeah, but they don't know they're serving.
But I'm just saying they must have excellent facilities, and because they have money, there's a lot of money in that, you know.
Yeah, there is a lot of money, and they follow their own laws.
Yeah, dude, and
they have their own laws.
Dude, they don't even have to inside trade. Isn't that crazy? They don't have to do inside trading, and they have more money.
Yeah, they just have money. How many times you seen a church that like nobody goes to, but that shit is good?
Dude, they
have to do no business.
Even the churches in the hood are like beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And I mean, when I think about the facilities that you're mentioning, I think it could go one of two ways, right? You think they're like really good facilities, like incredible because of the money.
Mm-hmm.
I think for some reason they appear archaic to me in my perspective. Like when I look, I see them like still doing lobotomies and shit.
Oh, you think
they're still wearing that mask with the hook? And
they're
shit,
wearing that doctored. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know,
the witch doctor mask. No,
like they're still using leeches down there.
Yeah.
Like they're doing different kind of shit. That's how it seems to me in my mind. Because every movie that they make is almost a historic piece. It's back in the day. It's during these exorcisms or whatever, where they have these people in these caves. So that's what it looks like to me, because it's the only visual reference that I have.
But when you go there, like when you're in like the Vatican, you see their security and they're like carrying machine guns and shit. You're just like, oh, they're living in the future here.
Oh, it's like, because you've been to the Vatican, right?
Yeah, dude. They got like MP5. They're like the European like soldiers you see like with MP5s and shit.
Damn,
like,
it's not the ones with the hats, like the tall furry hats.
Not over there. Not protecting those guys. Those guys are strapped up, and they're not like cops. They're a part of the church. Like they're coming with bullets and Christ.
Oh, like they could body you, and when the cops show up, they're like, "You can't come in here."
Yeah, dude. Like the Native Americans,
you can't come in here.
Like the reservation and shit, just like that. Yeah, you ever see Yellowstone? Bingo,
bro.
Bingo. Yeah, that's like their own Yellowstone. They do whatever they want in their land. You'll disappear, dude.
So how big is the Vatican? Because in my mind, it's like King's Landing.
It's not as big as King's Landing, but it's as big as the castle. You don't go through the whole thing. It's big enough to have gardens.
Okay, so there are like outdoor facilities. There are like outdoor areas in the inside, so to speak.
Yes.
Kind of like, okay, all right. It makes sense to me. Like how Central Park is in the middle of New York City. Like you can have something, of course, not to that magnitude, but you can have something kind of to resemble an outdoor space while you're inside this kind of concrete structure.
Yeah.
All right. Makes sense.
If I was to take a guess to compare it to like sizes, I would say it's about the size as the St. Joseph's campus.
The college, the university?
No, the all-girls school and church. That's
in Brentwood?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty big property, but at the same time, not quite, because the Vatican, I thought the Vatican originally was like a big building.
It's a couple buildings. There's more than one building.
But then after, once I got a little older and I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, and then I was like, oh, it's like a very, very small town, like a village, but
small,
structurally sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. So there's multiple buildings. And are there like residential areas on there where people involved with the church live?
Yeah, there's people living there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it is. Like people live there, and then there's also official business that's conducted there.
Goes down over there. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. You don't go in everywhere. You just go in where
they allow you to. The communal spaces.
Yeah, where you see all the paintings and all the sculptures and stuff like that, and you know, you don't really get, I don't think you get to see, I didn't get to see anybody who was important. And even if they were, I didn't recognize them. Like I didn't have I wasn't able to bring any of my trading cards. So
They let you take video and photo and stuff in there?
yeah, I have a bunch of video and photo.
Nice, man. We should show that one day.
Yeah.
One day.
If we had a producer,
Oh, speaking of producer, I was talking to Twiz. Happy birthday to Twiz. Happy belated birthday.
damn it. I was supposed to say that.
Were you?
Yes.
Happy belated birthday to Twiz on here. I spoke to him on the phone on his birthday, which was yesterday, correct?
Yes, it was.
Yesterday was Twiz's birthday. I spoke to him. He said he's coming back.
Huh?
He said he's coming back.
You saying this live?
I'm saying it live. And if he disagrees with me, then he lied to me. He said, I'm working on it. He said, soon enough. He said, I got a couple things I'm working on in my situation. And I'll be back. He said, I'll be back better than ever.
Oh, Chad. Well, listen, we'll welcome him back with open arms.
That's what I told him. I said, listen, man, I said, you tell us when you're ready to come on back.
Yeah.
When you're ready to come on back and really, really get this kingdom going, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Damn. Did you look at any of the videos that I have for us to react to that I have saved on that bookmark? You got to see some, bro.
On Instagram?
Yeah. I got one in there of like the Toronto accent.
Oh, I've seen the Toronto accent is so stupid. I speaking of Instagram, I gotta be honest. I've been thinking about taking a break from social media.
Dude, I think I am too. Would you be mad if I took just our page down for a little while?
If you took the page down?
Or should I leave that up? Like,
yeah, that should definitely stay.
all right.
We could not touch it for a little bit, or pre-schedule things, or do things through other tools.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about getting off of social media only because my phone was giving me statistics the other day. And you look at some of these statistics, and it's like, I think I had opened Instagram like 26 times in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. It was like somewhere around like 1 an hour. I was like, damn, I opened up Instagram that many times.
You don't even notice it. That's the problem, is they have incredibly intelligent, sophisticated scientists building ways to make these apps easy to use. Dude, I don't have Instagram on my home screen. I hid the app, but somehow I managed to go into the search. What are you laughing at?
Spaz is so funny. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed and stopped your train of thought.
Nah, it's all good.
I sent him the picture of the way the screen looks, and he sent me another picture back, and he edited the picture. Dan, I think he cleaned up my wires too or something, but look at this edit. This is so funny. This dude's so fucking funny.
Jesus, that's very funny. That's very funny.
Go post it on the Discord, I guess.
That's so funny.
That's
so hilarious.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who did he put here? Who is this?
Is that him?
No. Is that a combination of both of us?
Let me see that. Who is that?
I don't know. We gotta post this.
Who is
Discord
that?
So you guys can see it.
Is that an AI photo?
Did
he drop this into ChatGPT?
It's 100%. Like he didn't take that into. We always forget to turn that light off, but this picture makes it so obvious of how much yellower it is.
Yeah, because your phone's trying to white balance.
Yeah, it is.
Two different tones.
It's AI. That's so funny.
So hilarious. Who's that guy?
Hysterical. Anyways, have you seen this trend going around of people asking people who you think would succeed in a fight? One gorilla or 100 dedicated men?
Dedicated to what?
Dedicated to taking the gorilla down, I guess.
I don't care how dedicated they are. What do they know? Who are these people? You can't send me a bunch of nerds. You can't send me a bunch of freaking nerds and tell me that they're dedicated.
Yeah. Let's just say like 100 average men. Average American men.
No. Average American man, no chance.
No chance.
No chance. The average American man is a pig with no hand-to-hand skills. Guy is a pig.
Okay.
Bro, 75% or some shit like that of people are obese or something crazy in this country.
Yeah, but those BMI obesity indexes or metrics are like not always accurate.
True, but let's say the exception. How many bodybuilders do we have that are 5 foot and 200 pounds?
Yeah.
You know, not many. So the average American man, 100 of them versus a gorilla.
All right, the average man on Earth. What do you think? Do you think that now the numbers go up? Do you think at any point 100 men of any average demographic are able to take on one gorilla?
I have to know a little more. Like, I need to know what kind of men these are and how much time do they have? Do they get to strategize? Do
They
they
put them in a room with the gorilla. There's 100 men. They're an average from any demographic you desire. And I would say, let's just use overall, like men in general. They put them in what would be a gorilla enclosure. And now those 100 men have to subdue this gorilla. And they're dedicated. They're all going to attempt to subdue the gorilla.
to subdue it? So they're not killing it. They're just...
Sure, they're killing it. They could kill it.
It could be kill it or render
Hand
it.
to hand. Yeah.
Just control it, stop it, pin it. Let's say...
Yeah, if they're holding it mount, that counts too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if they mount this thing, it's not just +4. It's like you win.
If they can hold them out. If they
Okay.
can, you know, and
What are we
so-
doing? 3 seconds on?
And so the gorilla says he had enough until he taps. If they can make the gorilla tap, that also counts.
Okay.
So it might be to the death or until or
Just to finish.
Or it could be a finish. Yeah, exactly.
To finish. Okay. No. I think that 100 average men could not do that.
Okay.
Dude, he's going to wreck so many initially. It's going to be insane.
But they're dedicated, so they're gonna keep coming.
What does dedicated mean? There's not a single pussy in 100 dudes?
Yo,
That's going to
what's so
see somebody
funny?
get their arm ripped off at the shoulder and he's not going to go over there? Is that what you're telling me right now?
It's so funny because the way I interpreted it, that's what I was like, what does this mean? Because it's not, I'm not making this up, because me and you talk about animals versus people
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
It just happens to be that this is a trending topic right now. 100 versus one gorilla, 100 men versus one gorilla, and everybody keeps asking people. And some people feel like humans, it's funny because there's no in between. Either people say there's no chance the gorilla could win, or people say there's no chance the humans can win. The men.
I cannot. I imagine that there's 100 average men. No, they would have to be above average men. Above average men, everybody's a blue belt at least.
Yeah.
You know, you got some Muay Thai in there. You got some survival guys in there. And do we get weapons?
No weapons.
No weapons at all.
No weapons.
Okay.
Spaz says the average man is a small Asian guy. That's true. They throw the metric completely off if we're using the world. And he says the average silverback could most likely bench 1,800 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to rip, and look at the physique on a gorilla. The dude eats nothing but plants. That's a vegan that looks like that. And you see those fangs he got?
But
That's
it's
just
numbers,
to fuck
dude.
shit up.
It's numbers. It's like how many 10-year-olds do you think you could fuck up? Like if
I
they
would
give
fuck
you-
up so many 10-year-olds.
But if you have to fuck up 100 of them simultaneously, you're gonna have a tough time.
See, but the thing is, it depends on people's teamwork ability, right? What kind of guys are these? Are they going to be able to be like, dude, you get the leg. You get 4 of us dive on the right leg. 3 of us dive on the left leg. You know, there's going to be no, people are stupid. There's going to be guys that are gonna be like, I think of these 100 dudes. I'm thinking of like some feminine ass dude in like heels, a couple trans guys in there. You know, like I'm picturing like a mix of 100 people. You know, or is it 100 of the average man, 100, 200 pounds or whatever?
It's not like Squid Games, you know?
I don't think they could, man. I think that gorilla would rip apart so many people initially.
Yo, but it's overwhelming to have that many people. You ever seen 100 people? It's like,
If so, they're all going after the gorilla at once. So maybe the gorilla bows out and is like, "Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed." You know, like, no way. This
how
is.
does he take on 100 people?
He can't take on 100 people. So maybe I'm assuming that he is really, really ready to take on 100 people. But, you know, in a gorilla's nature, I'm sure he's going to do some kind of math, right? He's going to do some kind of math, and he's going to figure out that he shouldn't do this likely, and he can't win this. So let's see what else you got, Spaz. The average silverback could most likely bench 1,800 pounds. Yep. Go lift a 5-pound dumbbell 100 times. That gorilla would be fatigued so fast. What? Go lift a 5-pound dumbbell 100 times. That gorilla would be, yeah, he'd be fatigued. But the thing is, we're assuming that the men are going to just keep going. He's going to rip some of these dudes apart. I'm talking about he's going to rip someone's head off their shoulders. You're good. He's going to rip somebody's entire spine out. You know, and because I'm reading that last.
How many times can he do that?
How many times does he need to before
100.
people start shitting their pants?
Oh, he's got to do it 100 times.
So the humans never give up. They just never get scared and never feel defeated. They just keep going after him, even though they see him rip this guy's arms off. And then the next guy tears his leg off and bites his half of his face out with those fangs. And they just keep going.
I'm going to tell you right now. With my guidance, I can get a gorilla down with 40 people.
But 40 guys that you pick and choose.
Dedicated.
40 draft picks.
Not even 40 draft picks. You could give me 40 people who are just willing to listen to instruction. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big if.
But I think that's what dedicated means, right? If you get 40 people, if you get 100 people who have one mission, it's to take this gorilla down. Or make him tap. We can kill him or he taps. All right? Because I don't want to. It's 2025, you know? I want to give this gorilla every opportunity he needs, you know what I'm saying? To get out of this if he needs to. It's not like when we put Jack Russells into space. I think that, and I didn't always feel this way, but I think that 100 people dedicated, 100 people, they're going to fuck that gorilla. I think 40 people.
Okay, so he takes out, I'm going to tell you right now, he takes out the first 10.
Yeah, possibly.
Almost immediately.
Yeah, possibly.
Like within 5 minutes, 10 of them are gone.
Yeah, it's possibly.
Let's say he takes another 3, 4, 5. So now we're like 15 out. Right? At what point do the humans start to take over this scenario?
I think that it's quick. Because I think as long as they're dedicated, they swarm him from every angle. So he only gets a couple of them. And at that point, we're in tight quarters. He's not able to move the way he wants to.
He doesn't need to move as much as we do.
I think he gets one like freak out, and then it's like he's exhausted. At this point, he's running for his life. He's found in a corner. And then the hunter becomes the hunted.
Yeah, and he starts.
Like, you ever seen dingoes attack like a lion or some shit?
When they start to when you see them break.
Yeah.
You see them break, they're like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you see the steam and
yeah, it's like this isn't supposed to happen.
And he's got 2 kicks and then he's like, and you're like, don't go down, bro, don't go down. And then you see him kind of succumb.
Yeah, if you look at like hyenas and water buffalo or something like that, or a tiger or like one of these big cats, it's like you would say, no, this big cat would totally fuck up this hyena or this, Rhodesian Ridgeback. But the truth is that you put 50 of those dogs out there, they're going to just,
I'll tell you the truth, bro. I don't think Ridgebacks are doing shit against a lion. I think my dog would rag a Ridgeback.
The thing about the Ridgeback is, you know what, animals, sometimes it's about like how much you stick your chest out.
I guess, yeah, and that dog's going to stick his chest out and bark, I guess, and be aggressive. Because if anybody's familiar with a Rhodesian Ridgeback, they're a rather large dog, not as big as they should be. They're a little thin, but they were bred, right, to keep lions at bay, right? I don't think they got it in them, bro.
And they don't have, but the thing is, here's the thing. They don't got to kill lions. They got to keep them away. They just have a job to do. It's like when they find the dogs that just chase animals up the tree. Like they don't catch the animal. They chase up the tree, or they just bark at it, or they retrieve it. It's like they have a specific job. They weren't supposed to kill lions.
See, I picture them like fighting with lions.
Yeah, they're not lion killers. That's the story that anybody who owns one tells you. Like you
Okay.
see that dog over there, you see that funny stripe up its back. Yep, that means that he kills lions. Incorrect.
Yeah.
He assists. He's a cog in a system of keeping lions away from the village.
Okay, fair enough. Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I know a Ridgeback. Let's say a Ridgeback's 100 pounds. You know, let's say.
Yeah, I don't even think they're that
I don't even
much.
think maybe 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I think my 60-pound dog, my 55-pound dog is gonna let that Ridgeback know what time it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That Ridgeback is the loud customer at Walmart. And my dog is the cashier that was gonna quit today anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've only seen one in my life.
All right, we got Dave in the chat. He's saying Ridgebacks are all muscle, like a diesel greyhound, fast, strong, and smart. Okay, maybe fast, strong, and smart, but
They're
let's
definitely
see.
not killing lions. But like I said, I don't think that that's like the intention. I don't think that that's what they were for.
Spaz says there's a lion outside. You guys can't hear that, can you?
There's no way you guys can hear anything. That's weird. It must be outside your window.
It must be. Check outside. Dog is like bred to be, you know, fearless and my dog's bred to be fearless and, you know, kind of stupidly hard-headed in certain scenarios. She's a smart girl, don't get me wrong, but sometimes she don't know. Like at my old apartment, we used to get deer, like big deer. Dude,
Yeah.
there was like an 8-point buck standing outside. My dog was like, let me get it shaken.
Yeah.
She wanted me to just let her go so she could just go at this thing, this dinosaur with like swords sticking out of its head. She wanted to really get at it, and this thing, I was like, this thing's gonna kill you.
I'm surprised your dog never went after one of those turkeys.
Nah, she grew up with the turkeys. She loves
Oh,
them.
really?
She grew up with them, bro. She loved them. She never cared. She never cared about them. Same thing as, you know, when I take her up to the Cape and stuff like that, and there's chickens in the yard, she don't care. She just like goes like, she just like lays down, and chickens are like walking around her and shit. She don't care.
Interesting.
Yeah, she don't care. It's but you know, my dog is, the breed is different.
Yeah.
She doesn't like all dogs.
Yeah.
Like she's not people aggressive. She's not, you know, other animal aggressive necessarily. You know, but a dog comes over acting like he knows what time it is. We're muted.
We were for a second. We were muted. We're good now.
Was muted for a moment.
Oh. Oh.
I didn't hit no mute, bro. I got these buttons spaced out.
There's things going on. But anyways, it helps us segue to our next topic.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about what you're watching right now. I seen this meme today that was like, they were like, it was like a list of like every one of the streaming applications. And then at the bottom it said, and now you're paying just as much as you did for cable, like when you like combine all of the streaming applications.
Which is true.
Which is kind of true. That's why it's important that you don't get them all. You share with your friends and so on and so forth. I don't have all of them. The only ones I have are Netflix and then the Disney ones because they're in a package. Because I need ESPN Plus.
Yeah. I have, what do I have? I have ESPN Plus. Well, I don't have ESPN. What should I say what I have?
Yeah, I was like, oh, word, you got ESPN Plus?
No. So I have Netflix. I have which Netflix Crackdown. I have Netflix. I have YouTube Premium. I have Amazon Prime, which is included with the Amazon Prime membership. So it's Amazon. What is that? Amazon Video, or whatever. I have that. I have. That's it.
I have YouTube too. What are you watching right now? Anything good?
What am I watching right now?
Yeah. I just finished up Love on the Spectrum season 2.
You did.
Or whatever the newest season is, yeah.
Shout out my boy with the blonde mullet and the glasses, bro.
The blonde mullet and the glasses. Oh, the one with the, yeah.
Bro, I hit the speed dating episode I saw, bro.
Season 1, yeah.
Yo, kept it a buck. He kept it a buck. Dude, I'll be honest with you. They want to say he's on a spectrum or whatever. What does the spectrum mean? We're allowed to just say what we really feel?
Yeah, they say whatever they want.
Yeah, and it's like, what's the spectrum? The guy was transparent. He said exactly what he liked, exactly what he didn't like. He just didn't play the bullshit game that the rest of us tend to play.
You see the chick that she's like that too, like she doesn't fuck around. Like she wants a guy who's like, she's like, I want a guy who likes anime and is preferably an illustrator. And like he's like, and she be meeting mad dudes. And she's like, yeah, he's really cool, but he's not into anime, so doesn't look like there's gonna be a future for us.
That's
like she's like, she keeps it a stack, and she's not folding for nobody.
Nah, she knows what she wants, and these dudes, these people, they know what they want. I'm like, they're just not playing this stupid ass game that the rest of us play. Like, oh sure, we can watch this movie. This movie sucks.
Yeah,
this movie sucks, and I don't want to watch this movie. And this is not the way we should go. We should get on the next exit. We shouldn't get on here. You know, he would just say that instead of being like, no, honey, I think maybe we should, maybe we should get on. No, this is the wrong way. You're doing stupid shit right now.
Facts.
We're getting off this exit. That shit is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he would say.
He would ignore her.
Dude, he's a hero.
100%.
He's a hero. So I don't want to hear that spectrum stuff. Spectrum just means this is how humans should really interact. That's what I'm figuring out.
Very matter of fact.
Yes. Like, what's the beating around the bush? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? This meatloaf sucks. It's dry. It's terrible.
I concur.
I don't want it.
What are you watching anything?
I'm not watching anything specifically. I got to be honest with you, man. I'm not. I really haven't had much time to watch things that I want to watch, but I'm going to. I have Dave, if you're in the chat, brother, if you're still in here, man, I want you to say the name of that show. There's a name of there's a show that he's watching right now that I'm definitely going to start because he absolutely sold it to me. It's the guy from who's, the cops from Superbad.
Yes.
What's the guy with the glasses? What's his name?
Seth Rogen?
No, the other guy.
Not Seth Rogen?
No, yeah, damn it. I don't remember his name offhand either, but
Judas Judd Apatow.
No, not Judd Apatow. He directed the movie. It is Hedge. Is it Bill Hedge? No. It's something like that. Come on, what are you doing? You say, look for the cast. Type in Superbad cast. You'll find him. Twiz, where are you at, bro?
Superbad.
Where are you at, Twiz?
Then click on cast. Then look for Bill
Hader.
Yes.
That's his name. Bill Hader. Look at that. That's my man. Barry. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. I'm going to watch Barry. A friend of mine who I really respect his opinion, Dave, he's in here. The one I was talking about that, some shit about Ridgebacks are all muscle. My dog will shake that fucking thing. But he says they're all muscle.
Oh, I've seen this show.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that show, Barry. Apparently, he's Bill Hader plays a hitman that wants to get out of being a hitman, and he wants to become an actor. So that's the show. I'm like, damn, that sounds like a great show. And it makes me appreciative for these streaming platforms that allow these potentially great shows that went under the radar and got canceled that would never have been seen again. But with these streaming platforms, they're able to resurrect it.
Yep.
They're able to just throw the season up there, and then whatever catches, and you actually let the people decide what's good content and what's not.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we hope is happening, but you make me feel like that top 10 on Netflix is curated by dollars.
Oh, it is. It's completely bullshit. You know it is. Come on, bro.
Is the top 10 Netflix real, or is that what the people are watching? Is that really trending, or is that what they want us to watch?
Bro, you're trying to tell me that you think that companies can't just pay to have their series or their new movie in the top, come on. I mean, every movie Netflix makes is in the top 10. It's their platform. I mean, every time, like, oh, Bird Box #2, every time.
People love that.
They do.
They loved it.
But they tell us everybody loves it. Did they love it? I thought it was all right. I thought it was good.
I thought it was all right.
I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was incredible.
I think
But
it's revolutionary. I watched Sinners.
Sinner's great, dude.
Did you watch
oh wait,
it?
no, I thought you were talking about
The Sinners.
yeah. You ever see is it Sinner? It was a show with who's the hot girl from Seventh
Megan-
Heaven? That's
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel. Yes, her. So her show.
No, I'm referring to the movie that just came out. It's currently in the movies. It's called Sinners.
I have seen stuff about
With
that.
Michael B.
online.
Jordan.
Okay,
Starring Michael B. Jordan.
so you watched it.
I watched
All
it.
right, so spoiler alert right now. Let's talk about it. I'm probably not going to see it, so you could say
I'm
whatever
not
you
going to
want.
spoil it for anybody.
Spoil
but
it.
I'm going to give you what I think about it.
Spoil it.
That's not like a spoil. I think I'm not going to tell you the story, but I'll give you my opinion.
Okay, let's go.
And I'll tell you what the movie's about if you'd like.
I'm super down. Let's go.
It is like a Prohibition era time.
I'm already on board. We're talking bootleggers. We're talking about
Yep.
let's get it. Like Boardwalk Empire type shit.
Yes.
Let's go.
And it's about these two dudes who are twins, who's Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
So he plays two characters.
Yeah. And they're starting like a nightclub with booze that they ran down from Chicago.
Is it a serious movie comedy?
It's a drama thriller.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention, there's vampires.
Bro, I'm on it. Where can I watch this?
You got to go to the movies and watch it.
Are you? Oh, it's a fucking movie. Excuse me. It's a damn movie.
Yeah.
All right. What time is it? Dude, are you kidding me? Bootleggers, Prohibition, and vampires? Let's get it, bro.
Yeah.
If they would have made Steve Buscemi a Dracula, forget it, bro. I'd still be watching Boardwalk Empire. Chalky White?
Chalky White, yeah.
Bro, if they made Chalky White a vampire and he was running up on people with that scar on his face, eating people's face, come on.
Eating people.
R.I.P., man.
But yeah, I watched it. It was now that you seem like you're into it, I don't really want to tell you what I thought of it.
What, you thought it sucked?
I didn't think it sucked. I just thought it was it wasn't bad. But it wasn't like, man, this is the greatest movie of all time. But I watched the whole thing.
Damn, that disappoints me. But if I'm being optimistic here for myself, you do like some pretty terrible movies.
Fair to say.
So I'm thinking to myself, this will probably be good.
That's a very, very good
Like fair assessment.
assessment. Well, I will say that you're not the first person to have that take. They're like, wow, your taste in movies is so terrible that when you don't like a movie, it must be good. But I will say that even the good movies I think are good. I just think terrible movies are also good.
See, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that I think this movie is going to be good because you said it's not good. I would just say that I'll still give it a chance.
Yeah.
If you say it's good, I might still watch it, you know?
It's watchable.
You know?
I'm not into movies where one guy plays two characters that look exactly the same. And it's like the guy. I don't even like it when one guy plays two characters in general. But they're twins. And they're both Michael B. Jordan. It's Michael B. Jordan. It's like there's two characters in the movie. And in the credits, next to their names, says Michael B. Jordan on both things. It's like Medea, but serious. But they're not even in disguise.
I was going to say, what about the Nutty Professor? Where, you know, or, you know,
Nutty
or
Professor, he's in disguise, and it's one of the first ones to do it, and it's funny, it's humorous, it's not necessarily, you know, it's very like just lay back and watch. It requires no effort.
yeah, but they've been doing that for a while. You remember Coming to America?
Yeah.
Do you remember the barbershop scene?
Yeah. It was all Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah, Eddie. No, it was mostly Arsenio Hall played somebody in there. But yeah, dude, Eddie Murphy played the Jewish guy.
But he wasn't
Sitting-
It's a scene. This is the entire movie.
Okay,
And,
all right,
and,
fair enough.
and when he was in the barbershop, he was a different guy. He was in disguise. Both of them are the guy.
Okay,
They're twins, you know? They're
Fair
not
enough.
like, it's not like White Chicks.
okay, so it's
White Chicks, these guys were in disguise.
Yeah, they were
Even though they're not the
fully.
same, they're not the same. But what I'm saying is, like, when you look at them, it's like, oh, if I get immersed into this isn't that person.
Okay.
Nutty Professor, it's like, yeah, it's Eddie Murphy, but it's inside baseball. You know what I'm saying? We know it because we're watching the movie and we know what's going on. With this movie, it's like, I know you're not twins because there's only one Michael B. Jordan.
So the characters weren't distinguished at all, like
They
in
were
terms of personality.
They were distinguished in terms of personality, and like one of them had like some golds and the other one didn't.
Okay, so nobody had a scar on their face. Nobody was a gangster. Another one was like a tax guy.
They were both pretty gangster. One of them was a little more country than the other one. One of them was like a little more loose than the other one, but they were both gangsters.
Okay, they were both gangsters. All right, I'm intrigued, man. Did he play the parts well at least?
Yeah, he did. It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't for me. I think the bar for movies is set low now.
The bar is pretty low, man. I
I
can't
think
lie.
people are entertained by some fucking garbage right now.
I agree.
It's
100%.
like, it most certainly wasn't Transformers. You know what I'm saying? No, it was okay. It was just okay. It wasn't revolutionary. I wonder what are the critics saying about it.
Let's see. Look it up, man. How many Rotten Tomatoes it get? Waka Waka. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do right now while we're on here live, while you're looking that up? I'm gonna get a Knicks score.
Oh,
Let's go Knicks. I believe they tipped off at 7:30. What do you got?
98% on the tomato meter, 97% on the popcorn meter. So I think that means people like it.
People like it. Let's see. I mean, I'm gonna have to check it out. And it's on what you said?
In theaters.
Oh, fuck. That's right. It's in theaters. You can't stream it anywhere. It's not on Paramount or somewhere I could pay $30 to not have to go to the movies.
There's nowhere online that you can pay to watch it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, damn it. All right. Fair enough. I might have to go check it out, man. So you went to the movies? Like you went and sat down, you brought your family, you got some bunch of crunch, you got some popcorn, you got a Dr. Pepper.
I was sitting down when I watched it for sure.
Okay, cool enough.
And I had to get to the place where I watched it.
I love that. No doubt. I love that.
But yeah, so people like it. So maybe, yeah, like I said, you should totally check it out. It's got raving reviews. Go to the movie theaters and watch it. Support your theater. Support your local theater. And watch it because we need to bring people back to the movie theaters.
We need to bring people back to the movies ASAP.
Yeah, but I just think we need to bring them with like better shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, did you see what a shit Snow White took?
there was a Snow White movie. There was no Seven Dwarfs, right?
Bro, they called them magical creatures, and they only had one midget in there. Bro, they took them all out.
They went from 7 to 1.
Bro, no, they called them mythical creatures or some shit, or magical creatures.
What were they in the movie though? What represented them?
Bro, I don't know. I think a couple of them were teas. I think a couple of them, they were just different kind of demographic that weren't Peter Dinklage.
What? So they had like two, like they had like one that was like manic and it was like a drag queen.
No, I'm sure they wanted to do that, but it just looked like regular size people, just regular people.
Why were they regular people? That wasn't the way this story was told.
No, they wanted
had
to make it
6
weird.
regular ones and then they had one traditional one.
Yep. That's exactly what they had. They had like, 6 chicken thighs. How many dwarfs were there?
7.
Yeah, so they had, I think, 6. They had 6 drumsticks, and then they had 1 nugget.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. But besides that, I mean, the chick that played Snow White went out on the red carpet and was saying all this crazy stuff.
What was she saying?
Bro, she was saying crazy stuff about how the prince was a stalker and Snow White never needed nobody to save her and all this kind of stuff. So she went all super feminist. Yo, they lost like $300 million on this movie. They lost like $300 million. So now they halted all production on all their current reproductions that are live action. They were like, wait a minute, we got to freeze all this.
It's so weird that they, they'll pander to like the minority in these situations. It's like there's not more woke people who want to see like a woke recreation of these movies than there is people who just want to see like a good interpretation of the original one with maintaining like true to its roots. As long as I can remember, people always said that the books were better than the movies, and it's because of like the detail and the movie's inability to go like for like with the book. Now here we are in the future, and this is still happening where they're going even further. They went from just not going like to like and making small adjustments in movies when going from book to movies to recreating movies and completely changing like the story. There's a reason why there was 7 of these dwarves in the woods. Like there was 7 of them. They were homies. They were all from the same set. And they lived in this crib in the woods, and they worked together. They were just 7 dudes that worked together. They weren't, I don't know.
Bro, she's named Snow White. She was Snow White because she was super fair skinned or whatever. They casted like a Latina chick to play her. She's like olive skinned. Like she don't even match the character.
They put Zoe in there?
Bro, damn near. What's her name? Zendaya.
Yeah.
They wanted to cast Zendaya, it looked like, but they couldn't afford Zendaya. So they got this one with the fetal alcohol syndrome, with her eyes are like, she's like a hammerhead shark. Her eyes are like on her temples.
Don't tell me they brought in Timu Zendaya to play Snow White.
Yeah, bro, they brought in Zendaya. Yeah. She had 2 Y's at the end.
They could have put the chick with the in there.
Yeah.
What's her name?
And they didn't. Instead, they picked another little rail one in there.
You know who I'm talking about?
You talking about the one that's in the meme, like me in the shower, practicing my Conor McGregor impersonation before I go, whatever, and she's like crying in the mirror. That one, she's from a bunch of series, like shows.
She's in a bunch of shows, yeah.
Yeah.
What's her
Blonde
name?
hair, like
Yes.
blue eyes.
Her. They should have put her in there.
Yeah. That's exactly what they should have
I
done.
was waiting for her to do something a little more
On par.
you just elevate her to the level of elegance that I know she has already.
Correct. I
You know what
can't
I'm saying?
disagree, but that's what they should have done. But instead, they took this one. They gave her the freaking Lord Farquhar haircut. The guy from Shrek.
Elon couldn't grab this one before it fucking hit the streets.
No.
Did we fund the affirmative action with Snow White?
No. Bro, what's funny when you mentioned Elon Musk is I had sent a video. I think I sent it to you, or I posted it, dude, with Katy Perry. Did we talk about these bunch of bimbos flying up to the atmosphere and coming back down?
No, we didn't. But it's so funny, dude. Dude, it's so funny that they even. Why is this? I don't get why it's like even a conversation piece that they just put like. They just put these people in a rocket and blasted them off. I didn't want this to happen, but if that fucking thing would have blown up, then we all would have been like, why we fucking put them in this? Why did they do it? Fucking Katy Perry went up there with a flower.
Dude, she's calling herself like an astronaut. Bro, it's insane.
Yeah, she's updated her
insane.
signature.
For sure. Her Instagram bio is way different. But they're saying that, hold on, but damn it, what was I gonna say with Katy Perry and this thing? Did you see it? If you saw the video that I posted on a story, her tour, she's on tour right now. So, dude, she's like swinging a lightsaber on stage and shit, like this double lightsaber, and it's this weird like lightsaber fight. It's so awkward, it makes no sense. It looks terrible, and it's like you went up to the tip of the atmosphere for 11 minutes, came down, and you think you have the Force? You think you got the Force?
Yeah.
You think you out here really Darth Maul in it?
You're not.
Like, no, you're not. Let's go on and send you back up and let you come back down and think if you're really this Jedi, this Jedi Force that you think you are. But it was ridiculous. She was like fighting a dancer or something like that.
I heard
crazy.
she was singing up there.
Singing up in the pod.
Yeah, she was like, I really didn't want to make this about me, but the people wanted me to sing. Like,
That's obnoxious.
She sung like "God Bless America" or something like that. I don't know what she sung.
God,
I'm just making that up. I have no idea what she sung, but I remember her talking about how, like, you know, like, dude, she comes down and she makes it. And I'm sure the other people had shit to say too, but the media doesn't cover it. They only cover what Katy Perry. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, who the fuck else was even on that goddamn thing besides her?
bro, it was one of the chicks from like this morning show or something like that.
Yeah,
She tried to say
Scary
like,
Spice was in there. It was a fucking, it was a hodgepodge of fucking.
it was like Apprentice.
Yeah.
They just took a bunch of people. They just took a bunch of people like Apprentice or one of these celebrity house shows, reality
this is the
shows.
cast for the next fucking season of like So You Think You Could Dance.
Yeah, guy for the next Casa de los Famosos.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it is.
But she like comes down and she like makes this speech about being like seeing the earth and like, you know, one of those like, if you feel so small kind of things, and, you know, like, we really should get together. It's like, you know, and then I don't know what she expected, Russia to stop invading Ukraine or something.
Yeah. She should have never left Travis from Gym Class Heroes. She should have never left him.
They were a thing back in the day.
Dude, come on, man. She's in a video or for take a look at my girlfriend.
Yeah, she was in there?
one. Bro, she's in there with like bad bronzer on. She's like in the crowd. She looks super average. And then she becomes a freaking some kind of star. And then she deads him. And here we go. She's up in space and still nobody gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, I don't care.
Bring Travis back. Where's he at?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm more concerned like, where's Travis at?
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
my man.
I think I seen him on an episode of True Life or something like that.
Oh no, it's not like True Life. Like I'm, collecting, homie dolls or something like that.
It's like I'm making my comeback in like an alternative rock band or something like that.
All right, that's what's up, man. Come through, man. Hit me up if you want some beats, bro.
Yeah,
Let's work. Let's
that's
work.
funny.
But yo, dude, we're at the hour, man.
Yes, we are.
We're at the hour. Masters and None podcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that tuned in live. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel. That's big. Subscribe to the channel so we can get up to that next tier, that 1,500 that we're shooting for. So check us out on all streaming platforms. We're live on Kick. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. And when we live stream, we also upload on Rumble. And if you don't see us on your favorite audio or listen to us on your favorite audio podcast listening platform, Berto, tell them what they can do to get on there.
Join the Discord. And harass us until we place the podcast in your obscure podcast listening platform. And as we always say, even if we're on your platform already, join the Discord anyways. If you guys go to Discord today, you'll be able to see the picture that Spaz posted there. It's clearly doctored, but check it out. That's it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
That's what we got.
Dun, 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 dun.